Bob Evans
song's
is as
called
cold as
Bob
ice.
Evans is
You're willing to
Cold as
sacrifice my
Ice.
mashed potatoes and give me an instant kind
It's
in the
about
restaurant 33
Bob
below
Evans mashed
zero.
potatoes. You go and you expect to get Bob Evans mashed potatoes in the restaurant, but you get the instant kind. Let's face it, you're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Well, me and Bob Evans mashed potatoes were two good combinations, but the mashed potatoes at the restaurant were like they cooked them like they cooked in a shoe. So we got together with the crew, gloves and guns and masks and everything we would need. So we scoped out the facility of Bob Evans restaurant. Try to kick down the door. It's a bribery for your mashed potatoes. You're as cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Now you got me. I said you got me. You're so cold. You let me cold tonight. It's not very good live, so we're going to re-sing it. Well, when it's a live stream, like they're singing it live, it's hard to sing it. Now this is a better version. Well, me and her mashed potatoes were two. We go together like glue, but the mashed potatoes from Bob Evans restaurant, it tastes like they was cooked in a shoe. Till Bob Evans mashed potatoes, yours on sacrifice mashed potatoes. So we got together with the crew. We got guns and gloves and masks and everything that we would need. We scoped out the facility of Bob Evans restaurant. It was time to kick in the door. It's a criticism bribery to make you make raw mashed potatoes. Cold as ice, Bob Evans, cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Got me? I said you got me. 'Cause so cold, you let me cold tonight, Bob Evans. Bob Evans, you're as cold as ice. Bob Evans, you're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Now you got me? I said you got me. You got so cold, you let me cold tonight. So I went to my mashed potatoes, and my Bob Evans restaurant said, "Shut up and give me the mashed potatoes. I want the real authentic mashed potatoes, not the one that tastes like they're cooked in a shoe. The instant kind. You expect to get real mashed potatoes, but you get the instant kind." And they paused. And the look on everybody's face was cold as ice. So we don't got real authentic mashed potatoes. Bob Evans, we got the instant kind. But that tastes like it's cooked in a shoe. So that may say, ooh, I don't want the nasty instant mashed potatoes. But it was in on the crime. They was in on the crime making cold mashed potatoes. You're as cold as ice. You want to sacrifice my mashed potatoes, Bob Evans. Now you got me. I said you got me because your restaurant let me so cold. You let me cold tonight. Bob Evans, you're as cold as ice. Cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Say you got me. I said you got me because you're so cold. Your restaurant let me cold tonight. So I realized it was over. They wasn't making real authentic Bob Evans mashed potatoes. So I said, give me the real authentic mashed potatoes, and I got bum rushed to the floor. I ain't saying the word till I get a proper Bob Evans mashed potatoes. So they're trying to rat me out for exposing Bob Evans having fake mashed potatoes when they should have Bob Evans mashed potatoes. Said they give you instant kind. And I said I want an explanation, and they maced me and they tased me. I said, restaurant workers, waitress, why are you trying to do this for? You had your fake Bob Evans mashed potatoes when they were instant kind. Everyone was the restaurant to have real authentic Bob Evans mashed potatoes, but you have the cheap old box kind. And I said, this is for all the pain you put me through, going to Bob Evans mashed potatoes, asking out my mouth Bob mashed potatoes when you give me instant kind. Here I am at the restaurant trying to expose Bob Evans having instant mashed potatoes when they really should have the authentic mashed potatoes. You're as cold as ice, Bob Evans. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Now you got me. I said you got me. 'Cause you're so cold. You let me cold tonight. You're as cold as ice, Bob Evans. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Now you got me. I said the restaurant's got me, Bob Evans. Because you're so cold. You left me cold tonight. 3 degrees below zero. I said 32 degrees below zero mashed potatoes. 32 degrees below zero cold mashed potatoes. So cold and so gross. Instant mashed potatoes, Bob Evans. It's not the same you get at Walmart. So zero, it's like 32 degrees below zero. Bob Evans restaurant mashed potatoes. 32 degrees below zero. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes so cold and alone with the situation. Bob Evans not having raw thin mashed potatoes. Cold as ice, Bob Evans. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. Now you got me. I said you got me. You got me disgusted with Bob Evans himself would roll and puke in his grave and start eating it and wish it was mashed potatoes authentic. It's cold as ice, cold as ice. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. You got me. I said you got me. You serve me instant mashed potatoes because you let me so cold. You let me cold tonight in the restaurant. You're as cold as ice, Bob Evans. You're willing to sacrifice my mashed potatoes. And that's my song. Bob Evans is as cold as ice.